Did you notice that? I was really bummed out that he didn't talk much. And when he did talk, he said all kinds of perverted things. Right? He talks about men running around naked in the Olympic Games, then he talks about cats being able to you know what. And when somebody told me that there was more in Italia, and that Greece was going to talk more, I got really excited. So I like that he's starting to talk more. And you know, I'm really kind of a dog guy. So come here, puppy, come here. And so it's kind of fun that he likes cats so much. And weird. And I do like him. Yes, sweetheart. Will I do the coffee line with you? The question is, will you do the coffee line with me? Do you know your lines? Have you practiced your lines? You practiced all day, she said. Okay, here we go, ready? I'm going to give you a beep in. Ready? Just like we do in the studio. You start talking where the fourth beat would be. You ready?
I'm afraid if I drink this coffee, my father will be angry with me.
But what if I let you drink it? All the parents in the room are like, let's go, come on. This guy's in front of her. It's all harmless, I promise. I promise. Okay, I want to spread her out a little bit so she can steer it. So Stevie Z? No. I'm not counting on you, man. You're going to do it well. Yes. You scare me too much. Of all the things that I have made, what's the one thing I regret making?
Start, sir.
I have a perfect answer. I just thought of it. The very first tribute video to Todd Howard.
Yes.
I created a monster. And I regret it. No, you know what? To me, that was a joke answer. But the actual answer is I don't think I really regret anything. I've made mistakes. I've done things that I thought were dumb, or been a part of things that I thought, ooh, wow, I didn't know that this was what it ended up being. But, you know, you do the best you can. You know, guys, don't beat yourselves up. You know, none of us are perfect, and we make mistakes, and hopefully we learn from them. But I got an email just last week from a fan, and she said, I just can't seem to do anything right. I don't get good enough grades, and this and that. And she was really hard on herself. And I thought, you know, that's so sad. And if there are other people out there like her, I want you guys to know that it's okay to screw up. Screwing up is part of being human. If you never screwed up, you'd be some sort of a cyborg. Everybody on the planet screws up. Everybody on the planet makes mistakes. Everybody on the planet is a hypocrite if you catch them at just the right time. Trust me on this. People always do things contrary to what they say they want, or say things contrary to what they really mean. Maybe in the heat of an argument, or while they're upset about something or hurt about something. Give yourself permission to make mistakes and just learn and grow from them. Okay? So I don't really regret anything so much. I've learned to try to make better choices, and so in that, it was helpful. You know, it benefited me. In the corner. Yeah.
What's your favorite stage role you've ever played?
Oh my gosh, my favorite stage role. Wow. Well, I did a lot of musicals for years, and what? No, you're kidding, right? Yeah. And I wore, that's good. I love musicals. So my favorite musical that I did was probably Camelot. I love Camelot a lot. I also enjoyed Oliver. And I enjoyed Your Good Man, Charlie Brown. You read it? Oh my gosh, I was Snoopy. I love Snoopy so much. Huh? Isn't Snoopy the best? I mean, when people say, like, what's your favorite dog? He goes, done. I mean, like, because of Snoopy. But my favorite serious stage play was a show that I actually did twice, and I played different characters. It was really a neat opportunity, and that was The Crucible. That's some heavy stuff. And the first time I did The Crucible, I actually played Joan Proctor. I played the main character. And we did like 10 or 12 performances of it. I loved that show. Well, about 2 years later, another theater in town did The Crucible, and they cast me as Reverend Paris. So it was really neat to play, to do the show again from another character's vantage point. When I was playing Proctor, I knew how I felt about Paris, but now I have to be Paris, and how do I feel about Proctor, or Abigail, or Mary Warren, or these other people that are involved. So that was really neat, and the chance to get to do the same show and play two different characters was really a privilege. Yes? Oh my gosh, anything with Shatner is awesome. I've had the privilege to actually do a lot of convention appearances with Mr. Shatner. And when you get to the point where he looks at you and says, call me Bill, then you know you have lived a good life and can now die. I love him to death, and I finally got up the courage after doing 10 or 15 events with him, having dinner with him, hanging out in the green room, chatting with him. You know you've reached heaven when William Shatner says to me, so, what's Full Metal Alchemist about? How crazy is it for your childhood hero to ask you about something that is one of the things you're most proud of? I sat in the green room at Phoenix Comic-Con for almost 45 minutes and told William Shatner the story of Full Metal Alchemist. Like sitting at a table like this, and telling him all about it. He was completely enthralled with it. And here was the best part. You ready for the cherry on top? Michael Dorn, who plays Worf.
Yes.
Michael Dorn and I are very good friends. I love Michael Dorn. Michael's an anime fan. And Michael asked me if he could borrow my Full Metal Alchemist because he wanted to watch it. He watched the whole series and he loved it, right? Fast forward a year and a half or two, I'm sitting in the green room with Bill Shatner, telling him about Full Metal Alchemist, and in walks Michael Dorn. And I go, Michael, come here. Tell Bill about Full Metal Alchemist. And Michael Dorn goes, it's amazing. It's an amazing show, amazing. And goes like, man, that sounds extraordinary. And so, I mean, the 12-year-old inside of me was nerding out. So it's been a great privilege. I got up the nerve to tell him just several months ago that I discovered Star Trek at a point in my life when my parents had just divorced. And my dad had left, and so it's just me and my mom. And I locked on to this strong, brave leader. He defended his friends and tried to make right choices. And I told Bill, I said, you became a father figure. Your character became a father figure to me at a very, very important time in my life. And he leaned over, this close, leaned over and put his hand on my shoulder and said, that's amazing. Thank you. So when I get emails from fans who tell me that my work, maybe in Full Metal, maybe in Oron, maybe in Air, maybe in Vampire Night, whatever, has meant something to them, and they discovered it at a point in their lives when they really needed something to keep them going. Thank you. I know what they're feeling. You know what I mean? I know what they mean. And it means more to me than I can ever tell you. Because I remember those things in my life when I was younger that meant so much to me. So you guys will never know how much your kindness and your support of my work means to me. It's priceless. It's priceless to me. We have probably time for one more. That was my 5-minute cue. You know what? I've picked on you the whole time. Yes, sir. Where's your question?
Real question. Have you ever won a role that you didn't get, but you want to voice actor characters?
All the time. Did I ever try really hard for a character that I didn't get? All the time, you guys. All the time. I tell you what, if you're afraid of rejection, don't ever be an actor. Because it is 90% rejection and 10% acceptance. I'm not kidding you. There are a lot of roles. And you know what's funny? I'll tell you a little quick story, and then we'll end up. I know, we could talk for 2 hours. I'm so sorry that we're short on time. No. Not doing the camera. Sorry. You know what? When people used to ask me if there were certain characters that I wanted to play that I didn't get to, I used to just answer and tell them the characters. And then I realized something one day, and somebody came to me actually and said, you know, Vic, when you mention characters that you wish you could have played, it could be misinterpreted. It could be misconstrued that you're implying that the actor who played the role wasn't any good, or that you should have gotten the role. And I was like, well, no, that's not what I mean at all. And so I stopped answering that question with specific characters, because I would never want to take anything away from the actors that actually played the role. I mean, I wanted to play a certain character, and a friend of mine got cast, and he did a great job. So I would never want to diminish his work. But I will tell you that there are a lot of roles that I have wanted to play, and even in some cases came very close to playing. Like within the top 2 choices, and they chose the other guy. And that's just the way it happens. That's part of this career. And you can never predict it. You can't know what's going to be around the next corner, or what opportunities are going to present themselves. But what I do get to do, I am so blessed. I can't even tell you. I'm going to end by telling you this. I have an alarm set on my phone every day at noon. No matter where I am, if I'm on set, if I'm in a recording session, even if my phone's turned off, that alarm goes off at noon. You know what that alarm is for? It's to remind me to take 1 minute and be thankful and be grateful. So, no matter where I am or what I'm doing, if it goes off and I'm talking to somebody in 1 minute. And I would like to encourage you guys to do that. It's really fun. And when you start thinking about it, we all have a lot of things to be grateful for and thankful for. Too many people focus on what they don't have, what they can't get, what seems out of reach, and they miss all of the things that they're blessed with right in front of them. So I want that for you guys. I love you. Come down to my table now.